Hello again. Now we're starting the class. And we just have to remember that this unit number 4 was all about conversation. And of course, it led us to dialogues. We had a few examples of different types of dialogues through the unit. And today, the only thing that we're going to be doing is practicing. That's very, very good because what we know is that practice makes it perfect. And in terms of going into pronunciation and understanding what we're saying to another person in different situations, that's what we're going to be doing today. Yes. So I'm going to start sharing. Yes, as usual, I'm going to share a PowerPoint file that is going to help us through the start of the class. It's not going to be all of it because there's more. But this part is just the introduction. I call it dialogues practice. Why are we having this? You are recording a dialogue through this week. You are practicing, and I want you to practice a little more. This is our final 4 hours of the semester, and we should pay attention to them. We need them, and we shouldn't just avoid the time and do nothing. That's why we are meeting today. Okay, so we're just going to practice. We're going to be using this reference. It's called, it's a publication that is called Everyday Conversations, Learning American English. And it's the ISBN for the printed version. It's over there. So I downloaded it and I uploaded it to your platform. You have it in Canvas under the model for week 17. But you can also click on the link and download it yourself if you just want to go straight from here. If not, you can just, like I said, there is the file from this little publication. It has 30 different examples. We're going to cover a few of them, and I'm going to advise you to keep practicing with them and so on for the rest of the week. We're going to have a different type of exercise for Thursday. So it's not going to be the same on Thursday, but today we're just going to take a few of the examples here and we're going to move on to a different reference. We're going to do it online because that one has the listening part. On this part, using this presentation and using the examples from Everyday Conversations, Learning American English, we're going to participate by being the characters in the dialogue. So every time there's going to be 2 different volunteers, you have to open your microphones and you're going to participate by that. The second part of the class, we're going to go to a different reference, like I said, and on that part, we're going to listen, and then we're going to answer to some questions that are referred to the dialogue that we're going to be listening. So that's going to be a little interesting, and I hope that it's fun, because a language should be fun. It shouldn't be boring, or it shouldn't be sad or stressful, and it shouldn't make you anxious. If that happens, then just try to practice a little more. Okay? Yeah, good. So let's go and start. We're just gonna start. The first one that we're gonna check is greeting other people informally. Greeting some people, and the farewell, which is saying goodbye to some people, saying hi and goodbye. So I need 2 volunteers, is Jane and Helen. So it doesn't matter if it's the boy or, well, men or women over here, as long as I had 2 volunteers. Because one is for Jane. One has,
Hi.
so,
Me.
okay, Arlette and
Me.
Elizabeth. Okay, so since I heard Arlette first, Arlette will be playing Jane, and Elizabeth will be playing Helen. Okay, so what the rest of us what we need to do is listen to them and try to understand what they're going to be saying. Of course, we can also read at the same time, but listen to the dialogue, okay? Are you ready, Arlette and Elizabeth? Whenever you're ready, you're good to
Yes,
go.
I'm ready.
Thank you.
Hi, Helen. How is going?
Fine, thank you. And you?
Just fine. Where are you off to?
To the library and let's go to history exam next week. And need to start doing. Oh,
Oh, no. Where I say you later the good luck.
thanks. See you later.
All right. So thank you very much, Charlotte and Elizabeth, for being the first one. It's always a hard time to be the first one, but you did great. So let's see it again. It's between Jane and Helen. They had a little conversation. I'm just going to repeat it. And then we're going to try to decipher what the conversation was about. Okay? So, hi, Ellen. How's it going? Fine, thanks. And you? Just fine. Where are you off to? To the library. I've got a history exam next week and need to start studying. Oh no. Well, I'll see you later then. Good luck. Thanks. See you later. See? What is this dialogue about? The title says informal, but it's telling us greetings and farewell. And like we said before in a couple of classes ago, we talk about informal, that it happens between family and friends, the most frequently type of informal dialogues. And this is one of those. What is this conversation about? Saying hi. What is that part? Hi. And then part of greeting another person is to ask. This question that I ask, or a similar question that I ask every time that we start a class. How is it going? How are you doing today? Something new? How are you feeling? Are you okay today? What's going on? Those types of questions are part of the greeting. And then, of course, when the first person greets the other one, then you have to expect for an answer. And then it comes the answer. Fine, thanks. And you, this is super duper ultra important to keep a dialogue, to make a conversation real. You answer, you give the answer to the first question, but you also answer back, because this is part of the rule in a conversation. You have to give something back to expect some more, to expect that the conversation will keep flowing. And it's always polite, or it's out of respect, if you receive a question of how you are doing, that you answer back and then ask the question to that person again. And you? And then again, there is the answer. It's fine. But another question comes back. Where are you off to? This part of the conversation, it's like the body of the conversation. But the greetings is like the introduction to the conversation. And then the farewell will be referring to the conclusion of your dialogue. Farewell is the part when you say bye. But there's several different forms to say goodbye to someone. If you keep a conversation going, then you have to keep the same topic. So when Jen says, where are you off to? then Helen needs to answer where she's going to. And that's when she says, oh, I'm going to the library. And then she says a little more. I've got a history exam next week and need to start studying. And with this, we have some expression that is telling us, maybe it's not a good time. That's why the answer from Jane is, oh no, well, see you later. So that was the indication to start saying bye. And it's not, hey, goodbye. No. Well, I'll see you later, then. I'll see you later. And then a good, very nice point here, good luck. And then since Jane started saying, hey, good luck and see you later, that's the cue for Helen to say, hey, see you later too. Thanks, see you later. See, is it hard? No, but we need to keep a conversation going. Basic, again, basic. When you receive a question, you give an answer and try to give another question so that the conversation keeps going, so that it is a true dialogue and not a monologue. You know that a monologue is only one person speaking, and we don't want that to happen. And this is for every language. It's the same. You have to keep the conversation going. So let's move on and explain. This is very interesting part that on these notes that we're using right now, there's always extra notes, language notes, very good. And these are like advices that we can take into account to better our language. For example, here it says, hi is an informal way of saying hello. Notice that the I sound in hi is extended to show that Jane is very pleased to see Helen. Hi, not hi. Hi. So it's always like that. How's it going? It's an informal way of saying, how are you? And let me tell you, we're taking a look at American English right now. And this is the way that is used in America, in the United States. There's no people, informally speaking, like very friendly, no one uses this one. No one says, how are you? No. This one is the one to go. How's it going? But you have to understand that it's telling you this. How are you? How's it going? And there's several answers to that. You can always say, good, fine, great, but some more. If you remember from the dialogue, it was like, fine, thanks. And you, it keeps saying a little more. How's it going? And the other one that it's used in America, there's always this one, how is it going? And another one instead of how are you is, how are you doing? How are you doing? But then you say it, how? You kind of contract and say it like this, how you doing? In between young people like you guys, like you guys that are on your 20s, this is the way to go. How you doing? Or how's it going? How you doing? How's it going? You need to learn these things. This is the most useful part that you can use. Oh, going back. Okay, did you make some notes about those? You should remember this one. So don't just expect to learn from just watching. Write them down and practice them. How's it going? How you doing? Remember that to greet someone. And we're taking a look at this from American English because being Mexicans, that's the English that is more common to us, the American English. So, how's it going? You should be ready to answer. Good, fine, thanks. How you doing? Giving back the question. And you? What about you? Good? Remember those. How's it going and how you doing? How you doing? Because it's the same as how are you doing with the little contraction. And then a little more questions here and explanations. Where are you off to? It is about saying, where are you going to? Notice the following intonation since this is an information question, not a yes or no question. Where are you off to? To the library. Notice that Helen does not say, I'm going here because that information was already established in the question. Where are you off to? And then she doesn't say, oh, I'm going to, no. Because this is an informal dialogue. So she just starts saying, to the library. Of course, we have to understand this. Informal dialogues don't always follow the grammar rules, but we need to study them. Because most of the time you're going to encounter yourself just skipping a lot of grammar. Yes, that's the reality. I'm sorry to my professors and to your professors that taught you a lot of grammar, but informally speaking, there's a lot of mistakes that happen. But you as professionals need to remember that not always is informal. So you need to remember your grammar to have a formal conversation. Okay? And then the final part here, oh no, it's a way of saying, I sympathize with you. Or I understand that you're not happy. See you later. It's an informal way of saying goodbye. Normally, you will use this type of phrases. See you later. Or just simply bye-bye. Bye. Instead of saying goodbye, bye. It depends on how good that friendship is with the other person, of course. Yes. Okay, so it's time to practice another dialogue, and now we need 2 more volunteers. This is a formal introduction. 2 more volunteers. Who is it gonna
I
be?
want to
This
be
time?
a volunteer.
Okay, that's going to be Sarai, and who will be the second one?
Me.
Jessica. I'm so glad to hear that it's you. Okay, Jessica and Sarai. So then, Sarai will be Margaret, and Mr. Wilson will be Jessica. Okay, so whenever you're ready, and the rest of us, we're just gonna follow, listen, and wait for them to practice. Whenever you're ready, just open up your microphones and let's listen to you guys.
Mr. Wilson, I would like you to meet Dr. Edward Smith.
It's nice to meet you, Dr. Miss Smith.
Doctors.
Dr. Smith.
Professor, I think that we need another volunteer to be Dr. Smith.
Oh, that's true. We have a Dr. Smith. Yeah, that's the third one. Exactly. You're introducing Dr. Smith. Oh, yeah, that's true. Let's start again and let's get another person. Who's going to be Dr.
Me.
Smith?
Me.
Okay, that was Yesenia was the fastest one. Good. So Dr. Smith is Yesenia. So we're gonna start again with Sarai from being Margaret. Okay, let's start again.
Mr. Wilson, I would like you to meet Dr. Edward Smith.
It's nice to meet you, Dr. Smith.
Pleasure to meet you too.
Dr. Smith is an economist. He just finished writing a book on international trade.
Oh, that's my field too. I work for the United Nations.
In the development program, be any change?
Yes. How did you guess?
I read your article on technical assistance. They are excellent. They're excellent.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So let's see what this dialogue is about. Introducing another person, and then you have to give or to explain some of that person that you're introducing. And when I'm saying some of is what's the background? What can identify that person that you're introducing? And this is a formal dialogue. Mr. Wilson, I'd like you to meet Dr. Edward Smith. It's nice to meet you, Dr. Smith. Pleasure to meet you too. Dr. Smith is an economist. He just finished writing a book on international trade. Oh, that's my field too. I work for the United Nations. In the development program by any chance? Yes, how do you guess? I've read your articles on technical assistance. They're excellent. Now, take a look at this. This dialogue is not saying, hi, this is, or just putting it informally, like this person is, this is, no. He's saying, I'd like you to meet. This is very formal. I'd like you to meet. And then, of course, you said the name of that person. And then you give the referral. You see, Mr. Wilson, Mr. Doctor. Mr. Wilson, I'd like you to meet Dr. Edward Smith. And then the most common part, it's nice to meet you. This happens in every single dialogue when you're being introduced to another person. You need to remember this one. Whenever you need another person, a new person, you need to remember to say, it's nice to meet you. Okay, that's one of the ones that you want to write them down too. That phrase is very important. Nice to meet you. And another way to answer back, like what Dr. Smith is saying here, is, hey, pleasure to meet you. Still is formal, and it's a second way. Instead of repeating, nice to meet you, he's using another synonym to say or to refer to the same thing. Pleasure to meet you. Too. Pleasure to meet you too. Then, now here, introducing the background, saying a little bit of his curriculum vitae. Dr. Smith is an economist. He just finished writing a book on international trade. Okay, this part, super important, formally introducing someone. But even though informally introducing another person, he will say not something about his career, but you will introduce something that you already know that those two people have related. For example, let's just say that you guys don't know each other or like everyone. And let's say that I'm introducing Jose Eduardo to Ángeles. And then I said, hi, Ángeles, I want you to meet Jose Eduardo. And then they start a conversation. How? Hi, pleasure to meet you. Hi, nice to meet you. And then I'll say, hey, Jose Eduardo is also from Compass, but he's from Ojo de Agua. He is going to study the same as you. He's gonna be an industrial engineer. So I just gave a little few hints to that conversation so they can start seeing that the two of them have similarities. That's what's happening here in this part. Introducing what will be interesting for the other person from the third person that you're introducing, which in this case is Dr. Smith. And Mr. Wilson goes like, oh, really? Good. That's the meaning of that oh. That's my field too. I work for the United Nations. Then the conversation keeps on going. Dr. Smith in the development program by any chance? Because he already knew about Mr. Wilson. He confirmed it at the end. He said, hey, I've read your articles on technical assistance. They're excellent. That's when in the middle of that, Mr. Wilson says, yes, how do you guess? How do you know that? How do you notice that? And of course, it had to have something behind, which was Dr. Smith did his homework before getting introduced. Dr. Smith already know who Mr. Wilson was. But Mr. Wilson didn't know Dr. Smith. And Margaret was introducing the two of them probably because Dr. Smith wanted to get together since they might be working in the future together. Why? Because as you can see, Dr. Smith, he just wrote a book about international trade, and what Mr. Wilson has written before is about technical assistance. There might be technical assistance that Dr. Smith might require from the United Nations. Interesting, huh? Well, I hope that you're finding this interesting. Thanks for the girls, Sarai, Jessica, and Yesenia. Now we'll see the notes, explaining notes again, the language notes. I'm going back because I clicked accidentally. I gave a little extra click. So it goes on again. It deciphers every part and every sentence to try to understand a little more on the meaning. So for example, here, Mr. Wilson, I like you. We have to notice the rising intonation on Mr. Wilson. Do you remember when we studied the stress on the sentences? This is what they are referring here in intonation. Mr. Wilson, you're paying more attention to the person, which is used to address someone. Listen for the D, of course, if you have to listen to it. I'd like. The D doesn't really have a strong sound, but the meaning of it is I would like, which is very different from I like. I'd like. I like, I'd like. Which actually means I want. Dr. Smith is an economist. We have to stress the word economist because that has the meaning of the information that we are emphasizing. There are 4 syllables in economist with the stress on the second syllable, economist. He just finished writing? Just. It means the very recent past. He just. This is very important from English in conversations. When you use the word just like this, it's actually saying that it happened a few minutes ago, a few days ago, probably last month. That's it. Just finished. Usually it's used for a simple past verb because the action is complete. However, it can also be used with the present perfect. He just finished writing. Development program, since these 2 words make a compound noun, the main stress falls on development. Development program. By any chance, means the same as possibly. We have to stress over there when we use the question by any chance, because this is not a yes or no, it's to confirm if it is true. Okay, let's go through the third dialogue, and here Jim and Charles, Mary. We have 3 volunteers for this informal introduction. This is a different type. We checked on the formal introduction, and now let us check for informal. 3 volunteers, please, to play the role as Jim, Charles, and Mary.
Me.
Me.
Okay, so I heard Luis Roman will be Jim. Mary will be Yvonne because I heard Yvonne's voice, and there was another voice. Can you tell me again, please?
José Eduardo.
Oh, Jose Eduardo was, okay, that will be Charles. J-E. Because it has to be a little short. Okay, so I had Luis Roman. I'm repeating again, just to confirm, Luis Roman, you're going to play the role for Jim. Jose Eduardo, you're going to be playing the role for Charles. And Yvonne, you're going to play the role of Mary. Are we good? Yes, of course. Okay, then. Please open your microphones, and if you're ready, let's start.
Who's the tall woman next to Barbara?
That's his friend, Mary. Didn't you meet her at Steve's party?
No, I wasn't at Steve's party.
Oh, then let me introduce you to her now. Mary, this is my friend Jim.
Hi, Jim. Nice to meet you.
You too. Would you like a drink?
Sure, let's go get one.
Ooh, okay, good.
Yes.
Good. Huh. Can you guess what's gonna happen after? She said yes. Because she said sure. So what's gonna happen between Jim and Mary? This story is to be continued. This is an informal dialogue happening in an informal gathering. They are talking about people that are next to, so and to get a drink. Probably this conversation is happening at a bar, some type of bar. And what we can see from here is that Jim is already interested in Mary. Jim wants to talk to Mary, but he hasn't been introduced to Mary. And an informal introduction is just a, Mary, this is my friend Jim. And that was it. That was it. Not many things to be told about Jim or Mary. Hey, Mary, this is Jim. So he's trying to push, Charles is trying to push Jim to Mary. But Mary accepted. So something is gonna happen. I'm just saying. Okay. So here's the roles. Who's the tall woman next to Barbara? That's her friend Mary. Didn't you meet her at Steve's party? No, I wasn't at Steve's party. Oh, then let me introduce you to her now. Mary, this is my friend Jim. Hi, Jim. Nice to meet you. You too. Would you like a drink? Sure, let's go get one. Okay. So, interesting. Like I'm saying, something is gonna happen. Or maybe not, because we don't know if once they start talking to each other a little more and getting to know each other, we don't know if they're gonna like each other or not. But at least they're good on a good start to keep talking, to keep conversing. So what can we see different in this dialogue when you're introducing another person? Short introduction. Very short, simple. Go straight to the point. Mary, this is my friend, Jim. Start talking. And then, hi, Jim, nice to meet you. You too. This is very informal answer because this is a friendly gathering. Jim is friend of Charles and Mary is friend of Charles. So that's why it's allowed. You can just say it very simple, like you too. Nice to meet you. You too. Yeah, as simple as that. Okay, so let's see the analysis from the book. It says, okay, the language notes. Whose is the contractive form of who is. It's pronounced the same way as whose, but the meaning is different. And it gives us the phoneme whose. Didn't you meet her? Notice that this is a negative question. Didn't you? Didn't? Charles thought that Jim had met Mary before. He's now surprised that Jim does not know Mary, and so he uses a negative question to show his surprise. Didn't you meet her? I wasn't at Steve's party. Notice that that emphasis here is on at. I wasn't at Steve's party. All the prepositions normally have weak stress. In this case, at means there. I wasn't there. So it's saying, hey, no, I don't know her. I want you to introduce us. That's when it goes, Mary, this is my friend Jim. This is a friendly way to introduce to people. It's common to follow this with Jim. This is Mary. In the same way. In this case, Mary says, hi, Jim. First. Nice to meet you too. This is typical response after you've been introduced to someone. Sure, it's often used in informal conversations to mean yes. And coincidences, we have Meg and Julia or Julia. Two volunteers right now.
Me.
Okay, Julissa. And who else?
Me.
Julissa is going to take the role of Meg. And who was the other me?
Luis.
Luis, you're going to play the role from Julia, okay? So just to make sure that you got your roles, Julissa, you're playing Meg. And Luis, you are playing the role of Julia. Okay, so whenever you're ready, we can start as now.
Well, hey there, Julia. Long time no see.
Hi, what a coincidence. I haven't seen you in age. What are you doing here?
Hey, wait. I have to stop this one. We're going to start it back. But guys, remember that there are exclamation symbols here. And there's also the question symbols also. Exclamation. Yeah. So you have to put a little more into this one. I'm just going to say it like, well, hello there, Julia. Long time no see. And then, Meg, hi. What a coincidence. I haven't seen you in ages. What are you doing here? Okay, put a little some more because there's a lot of exclamation signs over there that you need to use. Okay, so we're gonna go back and repeat it from the beginning, Julissa and Luis. Okay, put a little more effort into it. Thank you. And then we can start now.
Well, hey there, Julia. Long time see.
Meg, hi, what a coincidence. I haven't seen you in age. What are you doing here?
I just going a new job in the city. So I am shopping for some clothes. Hey, what do you think of this shirt?
Well, you know how much I love blue. See, I've got the same shirt.
You always did have good taste. What a smart word.
Thank you. Well, that show a little more effort into it. Thank you very much, Julissa and Luis. I already took your points over here. So let's go back to it. I'm going to repeat it again. Well, hello there, Julia. Long time no see. Meg, hi. What a coincidence. I haven't seen you in ages. What are you doing here? I just got a new job in the city, so I'm shopping for some clothes. Hey, what do you think of this shirt? Well, you know how much I love blue, see? I've got the same shirt. You always did have good taste. What a small world. What a coincidence. That's what it's telling us here. Can we have dialogues when we talk about coincidences? What is the coincidence going on here? Same good taste. You know how much I love blue. See, I've got the same shirt. You always did have good taste. That was coincidence. They're using the same shirt. Interesting, huh? So let's see the review on this one. Let's go back and check on that one. Language notes. Well, hello there. Notice the emphasis on hello, which shows that Meg did not expect to see Julia. Long time no see. This is a common expression used to say hello to someone you haven't seen in a long time. You need to remember this one. Long time no see. Hey, long time no see. What a coincidence. This exclamation shows a great degree of surprise, joy, and sometimes disappointment. It's using a lot of informal talks with the word that starts with F. But we're not gonna go to that one. What a surprise to see you here. What a joy to have you with us. What a shame that you have to leave so soon. What a wonderful idea that is. You always did have good taste. Not to stress on did. You always did have good taste, which Meg uses to emphasize the fact that Julia does have good taste. Meg says it in a joking way because Julia likes the same thing that she does. Same thing. What a small world is a common expression used to describe a chance meeting or other such coincidence. What a small world. And this is closest to one of the sayings that we use in Spanish. You just need to translate it and that's it. What small world. Coincidence. So remember these ones. What a small world. What a, which could be what a joy, what a surprise, what a shame, what a wonderful, and so on. Just use an adjective after what a. Long time no see. Remember to use that one. When you find a friend that you haven't seen in ages like this, probably in months or maybe years. Long time no see. Write those down. Remember those. And let's see, I believe that we have another one. Yeah, weather report, Jennifer and Gabriela. 2 more volunteers, please. Let's see who are going to volunteer.
Me.
Who was me? Was that Emma? Yes, Emma.
Yes.
So Emma will play the role for Jennifer. Good, Emma. And who else is going to volunteer?
Me.
Ana Karen, good. You're going to be playing the role for Gabriela. Just to make sure again, Emma, you're playing Jennifer. And Ana Karen, you are playing Gabriela. Okay, good.
It's freezing outside. What happened to the weather report? I turned this call from one supposed to pass.
To pass.
Pass.
Yeah, I those too. That's what I read online this morning.
I guess the wind chill is really driving down the temperature.
Can we go inside? I feel like my toes are starting to go numb.
Okay. Something is happening. Thank you, Emma and Ana Karen. Something is happening outside. And yeah, this is a conversation about the weather, but not just about the weather, like, hey, how's the weather today? Oh, it's probably going to be freezing. No, it's between the weather. So let's see it again. It's freezing outside. What happened to the weather report? I thought this cold front was supposed to pass. Yeah, I thought so too. That's what I read online this morning. I guess the wind chill is really driving down the temperature. Can we go inside? I feel like my toes are starting to go numb. Okay, so all of this conversation was about the weather. It's freezing outside. It's freezing. It's too cold. I thought this cold front. You know that past weekend we had a cold front here in this area or in this region that we are. Moctezuma, Compas, Nacosari, all of our towns. We experienced the cold front because it was in the north of Mexico. Yes. And I thought so too. That's what I read online this morning. I guess the wind chill really driving down the temperature. Wind chill, when the wind is very cold. Can we go inside? I feel like my toes are starting to go numb. My toes are starting to go numb. Okay, but the weather report here was freezing outside, cold front, wind chill, and of course, temperature. Yeah. Okay, let's see the explanation for this one too. Language notes. A cold front means a large mass of cold air. It can be plural, of course. There were multiple cold fronts this January. Here, supposed to refers to something that is intended or expected to happen. I thought it was supposed to rain today. This phrase can be used for many situations. I thought the train was supposed to arrive at 9 a.m. sharp. Yep, huh, are informal conversational cues used by native speakers in conversation. Each of these responses could be used here for yes. Yep, uh-huh, or uh-huh. Gabriela affirms what Jennifer is saying. The most polite way to affirm a response is to say yes. Listen for the emphasis on, that's what I read online this morning. This useful phrase can be used with other verbs to convey information. That's what I heard on the radio. That's what I saw on TV. That's what I read online. Chill, freezing, cold. These words describe cold weather. And please learn this, pay attention to this one. Chilling outside, it's freezing outside, it's cold outside a lot. The American people use them a lot. Especially if you live in a very cold area where there's a lot of snow, you can say it's chilling or it's freezing. It's more common than to just say, oh, it's cold or it's so cold. Normally you won't say that like, it's so cold outside. No, you will say it's freezing, it's chilling. It means that there's a lot of, or there's not warm outside. The temperature is kind of too low. We're talking about here like minus 10 Celsius degrees or probably minus 25 Celsius degrees. Yeah, that's chilling. That's freezing. I had experienced this temperature when I was a student, an exchange student in the Michigan Technological University. I went for a semester there, and it was the spring semester, which is from January to May. That was crazy because that was the normal temperature for the outside temperature, because every building had heat. So inside the buildings, it was very warm, but outside, totally freezing. It was freezing. Snowstorms every day. You won't see like daylight most of the time. Daylight will be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So it was basically nighttime most of the time. But every place has their charms. So it was nice. As an experience, it was okay. But to live over there for the rest of your life, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I can do that. Wind chill is the effect of the wind making the temperature feel colder on a person's skin. This is an unaccountable noun. The temperature is 4 degrees, but with the wind chill, it feels like -8. These phrases are used in weather reports as well. When you watch the weather report on the news on TV, they use this one, like the wind chill, which is referring to the wind making the temperature feel colder, a lower temperature. The phrase driving down means forcing to be lower and can be used in many situations. An oversupply of new houses is driving down sales prices in the area. Driving down. Okay, good. I believe that we have one more, maybe. Oh, no. Oh, that was it. But like I said, I added through Canvas this publication. You can find it there under the model for week 17, and you can practice some more. There is about 30 different dialogues over there that you can go and practice and have fun with your friends. Yes. And what else are we going to see today? Like I said before, we're going to go back to keep practicing. And we're going to go and check through the web. So I'm starting to show you here another web page that I found really cute for this, because I saw that we can have a nice experience with this web page. And in terms of practicing, we can practice not just for reading as we just did, but we can practice our listening, our hearing. This is called lingonio.org, or however they call it. I'll say it. I will go for that pronunciation, but still it's a web page name, so I don't really know. But I selected this part. You can just go ahead and explore this web page. It's lingonio.org, but they have a section for business speaking. And in this section, it's a little more professional way of speaking. And I wanted to have this experience with you so we can listen a little more and practice. I already opened these options that they have. They have one from an easy level, which is for telephoning. I already opened that one. We're gonna go back and practice with that one first. And it has, you can click on them, listen to it, and answer questions and see if you understood what these two people are saying. And then after that one, we're gonna go to a formal, I don't know if we're gonna check the formal introduction, I think, too. And a little something else from an advanced level of English, which is about these three that you can see here: the cancel informal appointments, negotiating business contracts, and at the job interview. So let's see. This is about practicing. Let's go to the first one. I already have it open here, as you can see from my page. So I'm gonna just make sure that I'm sharing the sound. I click on Zoom to share sound. And we're gonna go to the first one, which is telephony. Please listen carefully because after this, we're going to have a question. And it's about 7 different parts for the dialogue and see if we can understand what they're saying. So I'm just gonna click on start. You listen and then there's a question coming on.
I would like to speak to somebody about the next meeting.
Please stay on the line.
Were you able to hear?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. I would like to speak to somebody about the next meeting. Please stay on the line. What is this conversation? She's asking him to stay on the line. He wants to ask her out. She would like to talk to him. What was the answer for her? Was it either first, second, or third?
Second.
He wants to ask her out? No, it's not. He wants to ask her out. We check on that one. So, which one is it? Okay, let's go back and check what they're saying. I would like to speak to somebody about the next meeting. So, he's calling someplace to ask, to talk to one of the persons about the meeting. They are meeting sometime, but he needs to ask to one person about that meeting. Then she answered, please stay on the line. So she's saying, wait, just hold on a second, wait for a moment. Then it is, she's asking him to stay online. Of course, it was the first. Who was that?
She is asking him to stay on the line.
Yeah. He's asking him to stay on the line. Who was that who participated and said that it was the first one?
Me.
Julissa. Okay, good. Clear your throat. Good, Julissa. Hopefully you're not having COVID. You guys were together last week. Okay, no, let's think that, no, that's not happening. Okay, let's see what's next on this dialogue, on this phone call. Remember that this guy said, I would like to speak to somebody about the next meeting. And then the lady said, please stay on the line. Okay. It's coming. The sound is coming. Okay, I'm going to click on it again. Sometimes I click so many times and then it just repeats the dialogue. But it's not coming. It's not coming. So, Lingonio, it's going to get crazy because I just clicked too much and then it's just going to happen. Okay, so I'm going to play the role. Could you call me back again tomorrow morning? No, the call is very urgent. Again, could you call me back again tomorrow morning? No, the call is very urgent. What is this part of the dialogue on the phone about? Could you call me again tomorrow morning?
The second.
Yes, she can call again in the morning. He needs to talk to her urgently. She would like to call him tomorrow. Then Arlette says the second. He needs to talk to her urgently.
Is the
First.
first.
She can call again in the morning. Who was that? Who was that that says it's the first? Oh, I'm asking because I'm checking for participation. Who was the one?
I
Okay.
say, but another person says too.
Okay, so Luis Roman and Ana Karen. Okay, so let's see the next part. It's not cooperating. Something funny is going on because there's not next button. And it's probably because of the internet. So I'm gonna refresh the page and see if it works. Yeah, I believe that the internet is not working properly. That's why.
She is asking him to stay on the line.
Next. Okay, so we say this one.
She can't call again in the morning.
Okay, so now who's speaking?
Who is speaking?
Oh, sorry. I think I've dialed the wrong number.
Okay. Who's speaking? Oh, sorry. I think I've dialed the wrong number. Oh, man. Okay. She dialed the right number. He dialed the wrong number. She remembered the wrong number. Which of these three options are the answer?
The second.
The second. Yes.
The second
He
one.
dialed the wrong number.
And I got it. And sorry. Good. All right. Next. Oh, that was the exercise. He dialed the wrong number. Okay. So that was a short exercise. And let's see. They say, oh, you're the best. Great job. Let's go to the next one. This is a formal introduction. We already checked one as an example in the first part of the class, but let's practice with this one.
I would like to introduce myself. My name is Mrs. Peters. It's a pleasure to meet you.
So what are we supposed to write here? It's a pleasure to
Meet. And to meet you.
meet you. Oh, it already has you written here. It's a pleasure to meet you. Oh, we did good, Sarai. I already know that one. Okay. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Mrs. Peters. It's a pleasure to meet you.
For sales.
It's not showing.
What do you do?
I'm responsible for sales and shipping.
What do you do?
I'm responsible for sales and shipping.
What should we answer there?
Field.
Sales.
Sales, says Yesenia, and also Sarai. Good. Is that correct? I'm responsible for sales and shipping. Good. You did good. Next. Let's see if it cooperates.
I'm currently working on a new project.
Projects.
Project.
And then it says, that sounds really interesting. Project. Who did participate? I think I heard Julissa and someone else.
Yes.
And Yesenia.
That sounds really interesting. Tell me more.
That sounds really interesting. Tell me more. And that's it. You're a genius. Well done. You can repeat the exercise. Like I said, go over there. There's a lot of more dialogues on that one. We're moving on to another one. Canceling formal appointments. How do you cancel formal appointments? Let's hear.
Could you give me an appointment for next Monday?
There are no open time slots left for next Monday.
So we have options here. Could you give me an appointment for next Monday? There are no open time slots left for next Monday. So he would like an appointment for Tuesday. He will give him an appointment for Monday. He can't have an appointment on Monday.
It's the last one.
Sarai says it's the last one. Yes, it is the last one, of course.
He can't have an appointment on Monday.
Yeah, that's what she was referring when she says there are no open time slots left for next Monday. There are no There's no time left for next Monday. All right, so let's see the next one.
Is it possible to postpone my meeting?
That shouldn't be a problem. What time would suit you?
Is it possible to postpone my meeting? That shouldn't be a problem. What time will suit you? Let's see the options. She wants to postpone the meeting. The meeting can't be postponed. She can't postpone the meeting. Which of the three options is the one that is
The
correct?
first one.
The first one, and yes.
She wants to postpone the meeting.
Oh, Sarai, you're doing good. You're working good.
Yay.
Good.
Sorry, I'm running very late.
We will wait for you.
Ah, that's a good guy. Sorry, I'm running very late. We will wait for you. Okay, they are waiting for her. She's on time. She will never arrive. Which of the three options is the one that is
The
correct?
first.
The first one.
Yeah. Miss
They are
Romana.
waiting for her.
Very good, Miss Romana and Sarai. They're waiting for her. Very easy, isn't it? You're the best. Great job. And we're going to see another one. We're moving on to negotiating business contracts. Examples for sentences, phrases that you use on a conversation for business contracts. And here it's listen to the dialogue and continue with the correct response. Okay, start.
In exchange for an increase, would you agree to extend the contract?
Your offer sounds great.
In exchange for an increase, will you agree to extend the contract? Your offer sounds great. When is your next birthday? Let's finalize the contract then. Should we go to the park? Which of the three
The
options
second
is
one.
incorrect?
The second.
Second.
The second.
Second. Let's finalize the contract. So there was no voice? Hello? Okay, no voice. But it's correct. Hello, give me some sound. I'm gonna refresh the page again because it's not giving us a sound. But again, it's because we are experiencing internet connection problems.
In exchange for an increase, would you agree to extend the contract?
Oh, I went back
Your
to
offer
this one.
sounds great.
I went back to this one. I had to click on that one. Next.
Let's finalize the contract then.
What are your views on the offer?
I'm afraid we can't agree on this settlement.
What are your views on the offer? I'm afraid we can't agree on the settlement. Let's see the options. How should
The
we
fifth.
proceed then? Which one is your book? Can you lift this up?
The first.
The first.
Julissa and Sarai said the first. How should we proceed?
How should
then?
we proceed then?
Julissa and Sarai. Oh, very good. And next one.
What did you have in mind regarding the contract?
I would like to suggest a change.
What did you have in mind regarding the contract? I would like to suggest a change. Winter is coming. Is this the right house? What should we change? Which of the
The
three?
last one.
The
Okay.
last one.
What should we change?
What
Good.
should we change?
You're the best. Great job. And finally, one more. This is about a little conversation for taking a taxi. Listen to the dialogue and choose the matching statement.
What is your destination?
Just drop me off at the corner of City Park.
What is your destination? Does the driver ask him. Just drop me off at the corner of City Park. Let's see the options. She would like to go to her home. She wants to be dropped drop off at the corner of Main Street. She would like to go to the city park. Which of the three answers are, well, which of the three answers is the one that is correct?
I think that is the last one.
Yes, correct.
She would like to go to the city park.
Yes, that's correct.
How much is the fare to the airport? It's $10, please.
How much is the fare to the airport? It's $10, please. Okay, the possible answers are, it costs $15 to go to the airport, it is free to go to the airport, or it costs $10 to go to the airport. Which of the three answers is the one correct?
The last.
The last one, says Luis Roman and Julissa. Yes.
Me.
And me, Ana Karen, okay.
It costs $10 to go to the airport.
Yes. Correct.
Could you wait for me here?
That is no problem, but you will have to pay for the time.
Mm-hmm. Could you wait for me here? There is no problem, but you will have to pay for the time. Waiting for her is not possible. Waiting is really annoying. He can wait for her. Which of the three answers is the one that is correct?
The last.
The last one. Yes. He can wait for her. Oh, there's no more sound there. You're really good at this. Well done, says this page. So again, I am truly advising you to go and check on this webpage. I'm gonna go and add the link to your Canvas model for this week, so you have it there. As you can see, I am actually adding the link. So webpage, Lingonia to practice dialogue. And so I add the link, move it up for files, because it's not a video and it's not homework. No, it's just for you to practice and have more fun. Yes? Any questions?
No.
Professor.
Okay, very good. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen. So what we have done today is we have practiced a little bit with the language in different types of dialogues or different types of conversations. This was actually a resume of what we learned in the past few weeks about different types of dialogues that we can experience in our lives. And the main idea and purpose for this class was that, to just practice. And of course, you end up having some points. I collected some points over there. There's a lot for that I. But I'm so glad to have hear your voices. But this is not the end. We're not saying goodbye yet, because we're gonna meet next Thursday. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to stop the video, and I'm saying we have finished the class.